is up? Welcome back to Vibes with Sid, and today we have another car story time. So before we hop right into it, let's go over some housekeeping really quick. Y'all, please make sure y'all are liking, commenting, and subscribing. Even if you don't want to subscribe because you don't want anybody else new on your feed, I'm like that. Please just like and comment. I mean, it really helps a lot. It really helps with the reach. My shorts are getting a lot of reach and views and likes, but these long videos are not getting too many places. So y'all, please help me out in that area, and let's hop right into it. So this story time is about the time that I got played. This happened in high school. I was probably about 16, 17. I don't really remember, but it happened sometime in high school. It was like my sophomore or my junior year probably. But I was talking to this boy. As you know, you were in high school, you start talking to little boys. So I was talking to this boy, and y'all, I swear, like, I thought that I was in love with this man. And not even thought at the time. I can't say I was starting to fall in love with this man. And keep in mind, I was young, I was dumb. We all do it. Everybody's gonna do it. But maybe y'all can learn from my story, because you gotta pay attention to the red flags. So I was in high school, I was talking to this dude, and this is the way that it was set up, and this is not unnecessary. Y'all need to know this in order to keep up with this story. So there was this dude, we gonna call him Snake, because that's what he was. He was a snake. So I was talking to Snake, y'all, and basically how it would be set up is it was me and my two friends. This one girl, we're gonna call her Milky, and y'all will see why we calling her Milky. But so you had me and Milky, and we would go see Snake and his friend, aka my best friend. We're gonna call him Princess. So you got me and Milky, and you got us, and you got Snake and Princess. So me and Milky, after school, sometimes we would go and see Snake and Princess, and she would go chill with Princess. I would chill with Snake, you know. And Princess and Snake, they used to say, like, in the same neighborhood. So Princess' house would be here, drive around the corner, boom, there's Snake's house. So basically, you know, she dropped me off at Snake's house, and she'd go to Princess's house. When I'm ready, or vice versa, she come pick me up, take me home, because I didn't have a car, she did. And keep this in mind, she would pick me up and take me home from Snake's house, and she was fooling with his best friend and my best friend, Princess. So anyways, so basically it was one day, and I had plans after school. I had plans to, you know, cross the line with this dude, and I was talking to this girl about it, and she don't really need a name. We're not gonna give her a name. We just gonna call her Bystander, because with all this drama, she was a bystander. So I was talking to Bystander or whatever, and I was just like, yeah girl, I was like, I think, you know, tonight's the night. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go for it or whatever. And she just kind of was giving me this look, and I was just talking, and she was kind of just like, can I tell you something? And she was like, hey, I'm not doing this to hurt you, I'm just doing this because I don't want you to be hurt after making that decision. And I was like, yeah, sure, you know, what's up? Sorry, I gotta cut the air on. Y'all might hear the air conditioner, but I gotta cut the air on. I'm sorry. But I was like, yeah, what's up? And she was just like, well, Milky gave Snake some hawk tuh. And everybody should know what hawk tuh is. If you don't, look it up. I'm not explaining that on YouTube. Like, I don't want to go into that side of things. But she was like, yeah, Milky gave Snake some hawk tuh. And I was like, nah, you gotta be kidding me. And she was like, yeah. I was like, how do you know? And y'all, please don't think that I asked her, how do you know, because I was trying to, like, doubt her, or I was trying to get upset with her. I was asking, how do you know? Because I want to know, did you hear it from Milky? Like, is Milky going around telling everybody that she did this with the dude that I was talking to? Or did you hear it through, like, a gossiping way? You know, do I look stupid, or did you just hear it floating around school? And or did you just hear it straight from her one-on-one? And she was just like, no, she told me, like, she told me and so, and I never said anything because, you know, I didn't really want to get into it. But now that I see that you're trying to take things to the next level, she was just like, I just really don't want you to make that decision with a guy that doesn't really care about you. And y'all, I thank God for bystander to this day, because I probably would have regretted that decision for the rest of my life, like, if I would have made that decision. Because, like, first of all, dude, you fooled with my friend. This girl was supposed to, me and this girl were like close. I wouldn't consider us best friends, but yeah, we were getting there. We were getting there. And it's like, you fooled with him knowing I talked to him, knowing you would drop me off and pick me up from this man's house, and he fooled with her knowing that we was close. But anyways, I was like, when did this happen? Like, how? Like, what in the world? And so she was just like, one night after we went to see them, she went with Princess and I went with Snake. She picked me up from Snake's house, dropped me off at home, and came back to Snake's house and gave him some hawk too. And then she went home. I said, that's disgusting, because you know that I was with that man that night. You know that you was with a whole different man that night and had gave him hawk too. And you left and came back and gave his friend hawk too. That's 2 hawk twos in one night. That's why her name is Milky. But but anyways, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you really, this is just not real. So I'm hurt. Like, I'm hurt. I'm heartbroken. It was crazy, y'all. But let's rewind. Let's rewind, because this is the important part. This is why I say you gotta watch them red flags. You have to watch what people say, especially if they say it over and over and over. Kind of pay attention to it. Don't do too much, but keep a mental note and start watching. But anyways, y'all, I would talk to this man every single night. Every night. Like, we would talk on the phone. And basically, this man would ask me, what would you do if Milky gave me some hawk too? And I would be like, oh, you know, I would da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da. And y'all, I wasn't about violence. So I never told him, oh, I fight her, I beat her, da-da-da. No, I'm still to this day not about violence. I don't think violence is the way to solve things, at least physical violence. Now, I'm very petty, but physical violence, fighting, I don't get into that. That's just not me. It's not in my character. But he would ask me, like, either every night or every other night, this dude would be like, what would you do if Milky gave me some hawk too? What would you do if she did da? Like, he'd ask me that same question about the hawk too every other night or almost every night. And I would just laugh it off. I never sat there and said, what if this is true? I never like dwelled on it at all, because I'm just thinking like that wouldn't happen. Like, he wouldn't get hawk too from her knowing that's my friend, and she wouldn't do that to me knowing she's my friend, and, you know, knowing I'm talking to him or whatever. Y'all, that actually happened. That actually happened. So what did I do? Number one, I definitely approached her about it. I approached her and him about it. I was more upset with her because you're my friend. You literally dropped me off over there, dropped me off at home. You knew that I was over there. Like, you knew all of this. So I was way more upset at her than I was with him, because with him, I'm just cutting you off, like, whatever. But this really hurt because this supposed to be my friend. So I approached her. We kind of got into it, kind of went back and forth. Like, after that little situation, I didn't talk to her again. I literally did not fool with her, did not talk to her. And I don't like that I did this, but I told everybody. I did. Even though it made me look stupid, it makes her look worse, because you did that to your friend, and that's number one. Number two, you gave 2 dudes hawk to in one night. That's number 2. And we're in high school. We're not the age we are now. We're in high school. So that looks really bad on her. So I told everybody, y'all, when nobody talked to her for real, everybody was talking about her. Feel bad about it now. Didn't feel bad then, because that's jacked up. You don't do that to nobody. Then on top of that, I started a nickname for her. Y'all ever heard that song by Rich Homie Quan, Mook Marie? Yeah, that song. That's why I called her Milky in the story. But back then, I nicknamed her Milk Marie. So everybody would be like, what's up, Milk Marie? Hey, Milk Marie. Or like, I would be petty like a little bully off of freaking Mean Girls. And I'd walk past her in the hallway and be like, what's up, Milk Marie? And one time she actually like kind of just took her headphone out and was like... But I mean, I hate that I did that now, because revenge is not the answer. But back then, with the age that I was and with the way that I was feeling, that's all I could think to do, and that's what I did to cope until I kind of just let the situation go. And what happened with him, I'm not gonna lie, I swerved around that corner, woo, and I spent back to him. Not in high school, but when I was in college, I ended up talking to him again. But I literally ended up talking to him. It was like a few spare conversations, and then everything came like flooding back after those couple of conversations, and I just kind of came to my senses. I was like, Sadell, like, what are you doing? So I just ended up, you know, just cutting him back off. But yeah, that's what happened. So lessons from this story: if you are in high school, always watch for the red flags, always watch for the cues. In high school, we're young, we're dumb, and guys are gonna do things, they're gonna try things, they're gonna be bold. So watch them cues. I laughed it off every single time this man would ask me when he was basically just telling me and I didn't pay attention to it. Number 2, don't cross that line, don't cross that barrier in high school, like just because it's a waste of a body, literally. Like, y'all are young and dumb again. So it's just gonna be a decision that you're probably gonna regret. So just save that. And number 3, in high school, 9 times out of 10, your friends ain't your friends. You may have 1 or 2 friends that's gonna last after high school, but 9 times out of 10, your friend ain't your friend. Don't ever put nothing past nobody, because I never thought that she would do that to me, and it happened. I was brokenhearted. I was boo-hooing. Like, it was ridiculous. And looking back now, I could smile and laugh about it, because like, it was crazy. But in that moment, y'all, imagine hearing that your best friend, the dude you was talking to, was fooling around. And I have been talking to this dude for like at least a year now. We was never in a relationship because my dumb self wanted to be with him, but obviously he didn't want to be with me. So like, we was never in a relationship, but she knew. So y'all, you know, watch your back. But thank y'all for listening. Now that this video is over, go scroll down and like and comment something, even if it is an emoji. I appreciate y'all so much for getting me past 550 subscribers. Like, I'm so excited. I appreciate all your support, and I hope y'all have a great day. I'm always sending good vibes.